All right, now let's bring in Muditambi Ravel, the chairperson of the marketing committee of the board at Brand SA, to have a conversation around this massive win. Good afternoon to you, Muditambi. Of course, this is a victory, but it comes at a time when South Africa is facing a number of challenges, as you heard in our previous clip, including the worst load shedding in history. But talk to us about what this win means for the country as a whole, particularly now.
It means a lot for us, especially as Brand SA, because of the point is one is that our duty is to market South Africa, and also to look at how best can we work on our brand strategy and also reputation. But the point is one is that when things like this happen, South Africans become happy. And when they are happy, we are all happy. But on the brand point is the fact that we find sport as a tool for us to work on issues like social cohesion, country, nation building, and also the brand pride. And if you listen to all those people who are talking, they are talking about being proud about being South Africans because of the team performed so well.
Now, if you take your Brand SA hat off and you just, talk to us just about being a South African today and having witnessed those scenes at the airport. I mean, some of us couldn't go, but we were there in spirit, just like we were there when we were watching the match, on Saturday. But of course, that 9-minute extension to the match was heartbreaking for many of us who just couldn't watch it. But just talk to us about how you personally feel about this win and what it means for women's sport and for women in this country.
I was at the airport myself, so I can tell you how it was feeling whilst at the airport. And what even touched me was to see a group of old age women and men coming from Soweto and coming there with their sticks to welcome these girls. And actually it showed me that the performance of Banyana Banyana affected all South Africans, whether old or young, or different race. I mean, everybody was there and enjoying it. And actually the feeling was so much that I was feeling like it's 2010, we are back in 2010. And unfortunately now we have to move on. But I think the girls have performed well and they made us proud. But myself, again, as a woman, I think this is good for women in sport. And I think it actually will encourage more girls to participate in sport. And also for people in corporate to accept that women's sport can perform at a higher level and can bring back good returns for the companies. And I think one thing that I would encourage most of the companies is to actually invest in women's sport and make sure that we get all these young girls participating in sport and sponsoring sport in general.
And I think that is the dark cloud that surrounds women in sport, despite this win, this pride, after Banyana Banyana's WAFCON feat, the pay gap issues come into the fray, between the team and their male counterparts. That's been thrust in the spotlight with good reason, of course. And as you say, we do need those kind of sponsorships so that we can see that pay gap closing ever so much. I mean, I'm reminded by Coach Desiree Ellis saying that, talent alone is not going to get them at the top and make them remain at the top. We need those sponsorships to come in, but we also need government support.
We also need government support, and I was excited that today the minister also announced that they, over and above what SAFA is going to pay, they will add 5 million. And what I would actually urge also government is the fact that it shouldn't come at this level. We need to actually have programs at a lower levels to make sure that we have more girls and women participating at this level. We are lucky today because of we have this team performing well. And also, I think one thing that we need to acknowledge is the support from Sasol, because of Sasol had been with Banyana Banyana for years, and their investment now paid them a lot, and is still going to pay them when they go to the World Cup. So I think from government's point of view, I would urge government to have more programs that are focused or at a lower level, so that we groom more girls and women to participate in sport.
And very quickly, just as we wrap up this conversation, just as Brand South Africa, I mean, these are moments for you, you know, to make sure that you use these wins that are very rare, particularly because we've been waiting for this win for so long. I mean, 6 years. So, I mean, 6 attempts. So what are you going to do as Brand South Africa to make sure that big business does play its role, and also at development level there is support?
Yes, as our role is actually to market South Africa, and also using our communication tools and skills and our reputation strategies with our partners. And our partners mostly are those corporates. So we would make sure that in our communication with them, we always raise the issue about supporting women's sport and actually sport in general, because of if we have more South African raising our flag internationally, our reputation becomes a little bit stronger, and actually more companies would be actually interested in coming to South Africa for business. And we've seen that in Japan after they host the World Cup in rugby. We've seen that in Brazil, even with ourselves with 2010. And I think we need to do more from a corporate point of view if we really want to change the perception of South Africa.
Muditambi Ravel is the chairperson of the marketing committee of the board at Brand South Africa. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time this afternoon.